in the month of August 2024, I hit $67,000 in change with my OnlyFans agency. And I set the goal in September to hit six figures. $100,000 is my goal in September. Now, when I set this goal for myself, what I like to do, and I have my chatters do this as well, but what I like to do is I like to set the goal and then I like to list out actions that I will take in order to help me achieve that goal. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what those actions are or those changes are so that I can solidify my resolve and maybe have you do them as well if you care. Number one, daily chat reviews. So I'm not going to say it's a grind because when I sit down and I actually do the chat review, it's fine. I'm not, it's not that hard because it's easy. You look through the account, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck did you say this? Why didn't you say that? Like the mistakes are so obvious, what you see when you look at accounts that aren't performing. I feel like a lot of people, when they review chats, they're like, oh my God, I'm not going to know what to say. I'm not going to know how to do this. But the mistakes that you see are often very basic, very newbie mistakes. And once you tell them that the mistakes are being made and you bring it to their attention, then if they don't change it, then you just get rid of them. It is what it is. Or you demote them to or relegate them to a role that is more appropriate for them. And the reason I'm doing the daily chat reviews is because for something like this, that is going to be additional effort and additional work. So I'm telling my chatting managers to do this as well. I'm putting this responsibility on them as well. And if I expect them to do it every day, yes, I could expect them to do it every day. They probably would, especially if I crack the whip on them. But I know that they will do it every day if I also do it every day. It's the type of thing where we're tracking it, right? So I have the daily competition in the chatter group. The assistant knows that if by 6 o'clock when he posts the competition, if the reviews are not up, then he knows to leave a note and tag the fucking people that have not posted theirs so that they will upload theirs. So it's at the point right now where it's non-negotiable. It has to happen every single day. And my hope is that this will cause the new chatters to improve who still have not done, found their sea legs, so to speak. So, that's number one. And my belief, my hypothesis is that the additional reviewing of accounts will accelerate their growth, or it will make it more clear to me that somebody needs to be let go because they won't improve. Number two, nonstop hiring of chatters. So hiring good chatters, building a team of quality people who will sell and make money and bring money in every day is really something that you can never stop doing. You can never not do it. Let's say I'm at capacity. Let's say I have so many chatters right now. I don't need any more chatters, but let's say I come across somebody I can just tell that they're going to be a killer, that they're going to be amazing. What am I going to say? No, sorry. I don't want to hire. I don't need you right now. No, you're saying no to an extra $15,000 a month. Why would you do that? Not only just a $15,000 a month, you're saying no to another additional potential manager. And that's more than $15,000 a month because that person is going to be responsible for training new people and managing new people, making sure those people get good. And that's going to be an extra, let's say $5,000 to $10,000 a month for every new chatter that you bring in who's like that. So it's like the new guy that you hire who's going to be good is going to be responsible for a lot more revenue. Obviously, you don't get that whole you don't get all the revenue. It's not 100% profit, but it's a lot more money. And it's the type of thing where if you have chatters who are weaker, if you have chatters who are not as good, then they can be replaced by better chatters, or they can at least be demoted temporarily to give the newer people a chance who are doing a good job and who are, doing what they should be doing. And in order to do that, in order to have that flexibility, you need an abundance mentality. And forget about abundance mentality. Then the way to get the abundance mentality is through having an abundance of chatters. You can't really, I guess you could, but you need this, you need to know, right now, if I check my hiring account on Telegram, there's Let's check just for fun. I checked it 3 hours ago when I went to the gym. Yeah, 3 hours ago. And there's 94 messages in there, 94 unread messages. There were no unread messages before. Now there's 94 messages from people who are at some stage in the application process. So like, I'm not worried if these new people quit. Tomorrow they're replaced immediately. And even the veterans, I would obviously love to keep all of them because they're good. But if they quit, I got like the grinder is going. There's always more meat for the grinder. And just statistically, like I can replace everybody. I would love to keep the good people, and I do my best to make sure to promote them and reward them and make them understand that they are, valuable pieces of the company. But like everybody's replaceable. Who the fuck is this? Some model said we work together. Whatever. Oh, that bitch. Oh my God. Wow. Crazy. Okay. So number 3, goal setting with chatters. So if you don't set a goal, then you will not achieve your goal, period. It's just how it is. If you set a goal, you have a chance of achieving it. If I don't have a goal, if I'm just like, oh, I'm doing OFM and I have an agency and I'm hiring chatters and I'm whatever, and I'm not striving to go to a specific destination. I'm just like, oh, I want to get as much as I can. I'm not going to have that additional, I'm not going to have a target, and that the target is going to provide the anchor that is going to draw you in and is really what's going to provide the additional motivation. Because if you're the type of person, and you should be, or you should at least be attempting to be, the type of person who, if they say, I'm going to do X, that they actually do it because they make a promise to themselves that they're going to do everything they say they're going to do. Great tip, by the way. Got to thank Andrew Tate for that one, to be honest with you. But it's a great way to live your life. Because once you condition yourself to understand that if you say to yourself, I'm going to do this, that you know it's going to happen, then you can say, I'm going to do whatever, and you will continue to work until it happens. And it's very good for your confidence, and also your belief in yourself, and it'll be better for you in life in general. If you say to yourself, whatever, I'm going to make $100,000 this month, and you work towards it, and you have that in your mind, like, I'm going to do it, that's what I'm going to do. Not only is your brain going to unconsciously think of ways for you to get there faster, or for you to get there, period. But because you've like conditioned yourself to keep the promises that you make to yourself, then you'll try harder, and the likelihood that you'll achieve your goal is much higher as well. And so that's the case for me, and that's also the case for my chatters. It's something I implemented this month, and it's something I will implement for all new chatters, non-negotiable. They must do it. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Number 4 is changing the commission structure. So what I currently do is I offer 15% commission flat across the board, regardless of how much you sell. And I have bonuses at 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000. So this is not ideal. I kind of just threw this together. What would be better is a tiered commission structure where people who sell less are penalized, or they're just given a lower percent commission. And people who sell more are rewarded more for selling more. And when I say less and more, when I say that, those words I mean in the context of like less compared to the current commission structure, or more compared to the current commission structure. So that is what I want to do there. And also what I want to do is I want to add more even tiers. So instead of like, whatever, it's just weird now. So what I want to do is I want to have them at every $250 to increase, slowly or evenly, so that if somebody is, they're on 250 and then they make a big sale of 150, let's say, then they're just $100 away from the next bonus. So they're more motivated to like complete that next bonus and to get to that next bonus, as opposed to if the next bonus was $600 away, they'd be like, it's a lot more. It's more discouraging to them. They should try to do it anyway, or they should have good habits in place that will push them to do it anyway. But I realize that, dangling the fucking piece of meat in front of the dog is a better way to get them to go where you want them to go. And so that's something that I need to do that I believe is a like mindless structural improvement that will cause the chatters to sell more naturally without me really having to ride them or review their chats or anything like that. And then finally, the last thing that I'm going to be doing to hit 100K in September is implementing a type of openers and closers type system. So this is a breakdown of sales roles that is very common in other professions. You have closers and appointment setters. You have, in retail, we had stoppers and we had closers. And it's just, it's very, it's like that in a lot of industries where you have one person who opens the conversation, one person who does the outreach, one person who does the fucking, all of the annoying work to like get out there and poke a lot of people. And then the people that respond, people that seem like good customers, the closer comes in and closes the deal and gets the money. So the reason why I want to implement this is because I realize that a lot of the chatters that I end up hiring, or really in the grand scheme of things, being a closer is not an easy thing to do. I believe it's possible. Anybody can do it. Anybody can sell. Literally anybody can sell, especially when it's chat. And like, if I can type the same words that you can type, I don't have access to words that you don't have access to. Maybe there's some variation in the models, but like the psychology of selling and the psychology of like getting money out of people can be applied to any model from any traffic source as long as they speak English and can read. So that said, right, even though anybody can do it, I realize that like not everybody is going to push past the discomfort to do it. And what I would rather do, what I'm realizing now, or I don't know if I'm realizing it, but like what I'm starting to shift into now is less taking people off the street and turning them into closers, and instead taking people off the street, determining whether they fit into an opener or closer role, having them start in the opener role, unless they're just like, I see potential in them for them to be a closer, having them start in the opener role, get their feet wet with opening, and then when they feel comfortable to move to a closer role, move them to a closer role. What that's going to do is that it's going to enable my existing closers to sell more because they won't have to do any of the fucking shitty stuff with the opening. And it'll allow the openers to get their feet wet and see like how the whole process works if they want to become closers. And that's it. Those are the 5 things I will be doing in September to hit 100,000 gross revenue for my OnlyFans agency. Let me know what you think about that. Drop me a comment, like the video, and I'll see you next time.